Greetings. Welcome to the mat. We're going to start lying down on our back. And tonight's session and through the month of May, we are focusing on how to activate our creative compass. So we'll come down on the back. And let's take a few moments just to connect with our breath. You're going to try to set your feet out a little bit wider. Allow the low back to be down and your knees are going to drop towards each other. If there's a lot of space and it's at all discomforting, place a block or a blanket in between. We want to kind of access a little bit of our internal rotation, some broadening through the back. We're going to draw our arms down by the side, lining ourselves up. And I want you just to concentrate on imagining a breath starting from that sacrum area, expanding into the abdomen, broadening, creating space through the ribs without tensing. As you breathe out, you want to feel that power through the pelvic floor, the transverse abdominals. In our yoga practice, these relate to the lower bandhas. And we'll be here a few more moments. Relax any tension, releasing the mind of thinking. That energy moving and expanding from our sacral center as we're breathing in all the way to our brow center. And then again, as we're exhaling and we're kind of creating this scooping sensation without lifting the hips. And then we allow that energy that came up on the inhale to release and soften back down. So you might activate in a way through your mind's eye. Last time. You can feel that really deep release. We're going to walk the feet in. Give ourselves a couple of moments setting up. You may even have a yoga block squeeze between the knees, thighs here. We're going to practice pelvic tilts. Shoulders stay down, heart stays open. We breathe in, rock the pelvis forward. Breathing out, rocking the pelvis back. You don't want to be lifting up the hips and you don't want to be relying so much on a squeeze through the hips. Creating that connection when we inhale, your low back is rounding off the floor, shoulders stay down. The exhale, that higher part comes down first. sinking the belly in, the tailbone all the way down. Twice more, your feet are really active. Always feel free to adjust your arms to kind of meet yourself. No bracing. That final time. We'll draw the knees in. Apanasana. Take a couple of moments here, rocking side to side if you like. You're going to try to have the inside of the big toe mounds stay touching together as much as possible. Drawing into the lower bandhas, and we're going to be doing like a knee movement, but it's to help get some movement in the hips. So we're going to go out and around as we breathe in. It's not your arms, by the way, that's doing the work. It's your lower body. My hands are just sitting here. We exhale, come in. Really slow. You don't want to release the low back from the mat here. You want to keep the low back down. And maybe you close your eyes and kind of build that internal awareness, activating our creative compass that can manifest and come alive through various ways, but relates to our sacral center in a big way. I'll do one more exhale. And we're going to pause and go the other way. Shoulders still down. Releasing yourself of any tension along the way. We inhale. Knees together but away. Open. And then we exhale, circling from the outside back in. Keep the pelvic floor engaged. Uddiyana Bandha. Keep the big toe mounds touching towards each other. So our feet stay a little stimulated. Just the nature of us existing is creative. We all are capable of tapping in to our intuition. We're going to close back into just Apanasana. Keep the right leg in, allow your left leg to extend down. Some of you may want to have a yoga strap. We're going to be breathing in with the strap around the foot or grabbing towards the big toe. We extend slowly. So meet your body where you're at today. Notice some release of the outer edge of the hip drawing down. We're going to take the leg out to the side to a personal edge, no straining. using our core. Inhale, leg comes back up. Pelvis stays down. You're going to grab with the opposite hand the strap or possibly the outer edge of the foot. Hip stays down, please. This is not for twisting. We're trying to access something very particular in the outer part of the hip, deep inside. So you want to adjust your leg, try to keep both shoulders down. The knee might bend. We're noticing how keeping the knee in line, toes. You can add things like the thumb coming into your hip crease, finding a creative expression of this. Because not all of our bodies look the same for the same yoga pose that we're all enjoying at a similar time. Inhale back through to center. Scoop into the deep core and lowering your leg. We're striving not to tense or brace. And as the leg gets a little lower, you want to notice that you're able to keep that energy scooping in versus pushing out. It's going to come a moment where the ground feels like it's not there. Trust the process. The ground is indeed there. Try not to let the leg drop heavy. Carry it down slowly the whole time. Wow, and can you just feel how you created through those movements, those openings, a different sense of self, maybe more space, maybe some release, some heaviness. Maybe you felt some wash of energy getting to flow in other ways. We're going to practice bringing that left leg in. So again, you'll have a yoga strap if that was a practice for you. Peace fingers to the big toes. And extending the leg. You don't want to let your knee lock out. Allow the knee to stay bent. So there's more of that closing space between the leg and the abdomen, or the leg at a 90-degree angle. Allowing yourself not to judge the process or anticipate or hold expectation, but do try to have creative way of seeing yourself here, of participating in the pose. So it's not just at your mind that you're coming into this harmony and this process of yoga. We're going to open it out to the side. As we do this, keeping the hips grounded, so you can place your hand to the hip if that's helpful. You want to access your core. It's not just about the stretch. If you notice you're over rounding here in the back body, it's a good opportunity to check in how you can create further core connection, especially in coming up. And then grab a hold of the strap or the foot, anchor the shoulder down. Please keep the hips down. going for a deep stretch in the area of piriformis muscles for our hips today. Still feeling that scooping in deep into the body, lifting a sense of energy around our heart so we're not sinking and dropping down. Being open to yourself intuitively in the way that we're in this pose, in this expression, in our creative way of exploring where best to get the stretch, the opening, the release. Coming back through to center, releasing the arms down, progressively lowering your leg. Resist the urge to stop the breath, to brace or feel rigid in this process, and find the courage to expand, to remain open, to be in co-creation of your body, breath, consciousness. Start to get that scooping action without over rounding the back. So gently we lower. Eventually, we're back down. Bring the knees in. Give yourself a couple of moments here. Some of us may have a comfortable practice where rocking up and down on the back is really good, stimulating some of the back of the sacral and the kidney energy. If you know that rocking up and down on your spine is not good for you, you'll roll over to one side. We'll be in hands and knees. If you are comfortable to rock up and down on the spine, maybe take 3 to 5 times. It's a moment where a little bit of a creative boat pose hold can be there. We're going to cross the ankles and draw to hands and knees. The wind is so strong today, it actually opened my door to my space there. So we're at hands and knees. Creating some moments there to stabilize. So this may take a moment for yourself to link into. We're going to imagine how the energy of cat-cow, but also hip neck circles can be together. So the big toe mounts can touch slightly. Knees no wider than where the femur comes into the hips. Otherwise, the feet straight back from the knees. And then as we exhale, let's take the cat pose. But as we're breathing in, the hips, the head go up and around from the right. So there's that moment in the spine of cow. We continue as we exhale, hips, head slightly to the left. So as we complete the exhale, there's the cat again. And you'll go several more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now we go the opposite direction. Inhale from the left up. There's a cow happening. The exhale. The cat. So you don't want to be leading with your chin, and you don't want your head in a separate sense of alignment than the shoulders. Last time. So we end in the cat stretch. Inhale, lengthen the back, tuck the toes. Lengthen up through downward facing dog pose. And take some creative moments here. Scanning in through the brow center so you have your spiritual eye in the body without the judgmental mind getting in the way. We can kind of move the hips a little side to side. We could just be letting the heels alternate. Activating our creative compass through these postures, these movements. And getting some energy in the body. We're going to step or lightly float forward. Forward fold pose as we exhale. Inhale, breath rising up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, breath reaching to the sky. Find a creative arm sweep. Exhale, breath. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky. Exhale, step forward. Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge, breathing in. Exhale, breath, Ardha Hanuman. Inhale, breath, extending forward. Downward facing dog, right leg to the sky. Exhale, foot to the ground. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, stepping up. Anjaneyasana. Inhaling breath to rise. Exhale, breath, Ardha Hanuman. Maybe there's ways that we activate that creative compass by learning different aspects of our breathing techniques. Maybe lion's breath is needed periodically. We'll drop up and back. Exhale, breath, foot drawing down. Inhale, lengthening. Knees, chest, chin. Exhale. Inhale, breath. Mastery of some cobra positioning. So finding that connection where you can remain in the posture. Building up some good core strength, we reverse back, try to hold a plank. And you're just breathing. And in our plank pose, we're gonna do some hip dips. Feet need to stay strong, legs are strong. Face smiles. Yeah, one more time to the left. Back through to center. Bend the knees, reset. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Look to the top of the mat, slowly float or tiptoe. Lengthening. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Find a wide stance. We're going to be setting up. Horse squat position, hands to the legs. Strong foundation here. We're going to draw in your practice, your right arm, shoulder in through the center. Activating the feet. Inhale, center. Exhale, the other side. Isometric, Ujjayi breathing. Our creative compass can sometimes be supported by learning more about our Kapalabhati, our fire's breath. So if you're okay to add that here, you'll begin. On our inhale, we're going to rise up. Exhale, slowly turn the feet in, heel toe, or lightly hop the feet closer together. Take a couple of moments, connect and feel your energy. Feel that creative life force energy flowing through the channels, the pathways. We're going to step or lightly float out. Deep breath in. Drawing a little bit of that energy to the source or Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha. Turn your right. I'm gonna mirror you. Turn your right foot out. Utthita Trikonasana. Inhale, breath. We're going to pivot so that we come into a lunge, lifting that back heel. And on our exhale, spinal twist. Inhale, breath, release. Exhale to ground. We're gonna inhale, rise up. And on the exhale, come through center. So feet become parallel. Let's work to the other side. Turning out on the inhale, extending down on the exhale. Connecting to that inner practice. How you can hold intention that relates to this theme this month through your own creative understanding and knowing. We're going to start to move, turning and drawing that back heel up so we find our lunge. Exhalation to the twist. Letting go of any tension. Busyness of the mind, becoming more calmed by connecting to this creative expression. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale through to center. So again, the feet become parallel, hands to the hips. Breathing in, open your heart. Exhale, breath. Pause, Rita Padottanasana. Let's take the variation where the hands can come down to the floor or the blocks. You want to engage your upper back that allows you to open some energy around the front of your heart. Keeps the spine more extended than rounded. And maybe you have some creative ways to kind of help yourself out. So you might move a little bit. You might be exploring what's going on in the feet and how what we can do with the feet relates to things going on in our legs. Hands are going to come to the hips. Inhale to come up. Exhale, breath, draw all the way together. And we're going to be coming down to the floor. So if your practice allows, you'll find a creative way through this moment of standing. Maybe lowering down through super low chair pose towards a squat pose. Eventually, we're going to meet in Baddha Konasana. Let's take some nice deep breaths here. You may explore kind of rocking a little bit. You may want to come forward, drawing down. Inhale. We're going to close that space there and return down onto the back. Full of choices here. We are either going to do threading the needle for the hips, drawing in some of that energy, and using the hands to hold behind the thigh or in front of the shin. Some of us may feel comfortable to try this practice where we're holding the leg in and the opposite leg extends down. What we want to make sure of is that we're not having to roll up or lift the pelvis off the ground to practice there. Want to slowly back away from whatever that pose was. Both knees get to come into the abdomen again. And we'll notice more and more as we learn to let go of our thinking mind. And we try to really connect to this sacred experience in our body along the way for our yoga. Developing higher and higher states of intuition. And you'll notice that you feel generally more creative in many areas of your life. Slowly. Maybe creative ideas. Maybe there's not so much just maybe creative new ways of problem solving. Doesn't have to be something visual that you create. It's just understanding that we have that power. So you can either stay here in the threading the needle for the hips, or you might try something where the arms hold in, the opposite leg extends. Again, we want to make sure that we can have the heart open with that. And there's various creative arm variations. You want to find the one, again, that lets the shoulders kind of root down. Allows us to explore a way of evening our inhale and exhale. Creating these connections to yourself and in your life. Slowly backing away. And both knees in Apanasana one last time. May even try to curl up. You're going to practice a simple bridge. Inhale to rise. Exhale, breath coming down, getting that scooping sensation through the lower body. The knees come in, we'll prepare for a spinal twist, laying the arms out. So let this be a creative and intuitive sense of twisting. You can follow these cues as a way for this as well. Right leg can cross over. And on the exhale, the knees go to the left. We don't want to force our body into the twist. We want to allow the twist to kind of be a countering of all those different movements. A cleansing, a releasing. Even on subconscious levels, and maybe not always in a positive way, we create bypasses And, you know, as we become more intuitive, we can understand the ways that we creatively have been hiding from ourselves. And yoga is a process of bringing our darkness to the light. Inhale to come up. So if you tried that variation, you want to switch the legs. You do want to create balance and harmony by offering the same variations and modifications to both sides of the body. Sometimes when we close our eyes, we're really patient in the presence of ourself, our magnificence and sacredness. You may recognize all of your creative potential kind of hits you like a supernova. It can be fleeting at times too. So, luckily, this practice is a practice of non attachment, non clinginess to the experiences, to the ways that we get to integrate the postures, the breath work, the meditation. We're back at Apanasana in preparation to take resting pose. Have a creative way that suits you tonight, could be or this morning, this day. We have a pretty mild little session with this today. Have appreciation. Let go of all the mind and body work. Let your breath slow down and calm. So I'd like you to take some extra time here, especially if you could really use it, or take some time in seated meditation before moving on with whatever comes next. Just know that I appreciate getting to share this practice with you. Namaste.